Hi, my name is Avery Schreiber, and today I'm interviewing my mom, Michelle Schreiber. And I'm conducting this interview today to gain more insight and knowledge about stages of development and how they impact a person's well-being. My mom is in the middle stage of development, so today we will gain some insight on specific experiences and changes that she has experienced. So, my first question is to describe a change you've experienced between now and the time that you were a young adult in any of these three categories. What motivates you, your leisure interest and involvement, or your job and career development. And you can pick any of the three.
Okay. So I chose to talk about my job. Started out as a CNA in high school and a waitress, and then went to college for interior design, fashion merchandising, did that a little bit, didn't really like it so much. Then I went to GRCC for my LPN certificate, worked about a year in that, and then I was on the wait list for the RN program at GRCC. That's really what got me into doing the LPN certificate first, because there was a wait list, as I think there probably always has been.
Yep.
The past 20 some years. I don't think that's ever changed. Got my RN degree, and I actually found pictures the other day of back when I was at GRCC with one of my instructors.
So that was when you were an RN?
Yeah, that I think, I can't see.
Okay.
I think that would have been going as my RN. And then a couple of my friends that also graduated with me, people that I met in the program.
Cool. Yeah. So you said you were a waitress for a few years. How long did that go on for? How long were you a waitress?
That probably was like 2 years.
Okay.
At a family restaurant run by like a husband wife. It was a German restaurant, no longer in business in the town I grew up in.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, it wasn't like great tips, the type of restaurant it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked with one of my friends.
Okay, that's good.
Pam, you know her.
Oh yeah.
So, yep.
And then, okay, the next question is to describe any other changes you've experienced since you were a young adult, such as changes in physical health and capabilities or mental function.
Actually, I should go back. I did have more to say about the other thing, but I
kind of left off. Go back.
Back when I had to go, or didn't have to go, but back when I was going for my RN degree, there was a big push to go for your master's, but only if you were going to teach. Otherwise, they pretty much said it wasn't worth going for necessarily. I don't know too many people that went for their master's. No. I have a lot of nurse friends. They're either LPNs or RNs.
Okay.
So I have been an RN for 20 some years, and it was fine. And then I am working at Trinity Health, and I've been there maybe 9 years now, but they made a rule that you have to have your BSN, because everything's magnet status now there, and I had to go back for my BSN, or supposedly be fired, so it was probably like 2018.
Okay.
So I did that online through Loyola University.
Okay.
Which I thought was kind of crazy, because I had coworkers who have been out of school for like 5 years as an RN. And then there's me, who's been an RN for 20 some years, but just since I hadn't been grandfathered in, I had to stay.
Did you
go back?
Yeah. Did you like doing the online?
I thought the online was kind of easier.
Really?
But it's hard to tell, because it was so long ago that I was actually in school.
Okay.
If I would have had to go back to school, like physically in the classroom, I would have just said, I'm done, I'm going to retire. Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
But back when I was in there, I did have an online class.
Okay.
But that was like where you would have a VHS tape, and you would watch it at home, and then 4 times a class, semester, you would go in and take a test.
Okay.
That was like what they considered online back
Yeah.
then. And now Loyola, I did all of it online.
Okay. Yeah.
Some things in healthcare, I don't think it's like advanced as much as other careers. Like some things just seem like they don't change a whole lot.
Yeah.
By now they should.
Yeah.
But then other things I think have changed a lot. Like Avery's sister's going for nursing at Hope, and I've seen their mannequins, and they are amazing compared to, I think it was Amy. Like you'd say, your CPR mannequins were, I think they were called Amy. Like it'd be like, Amy,
Okay.
are you
Yep.
okay?
That's funny.
So those are, I mean, way more advanced, I think, the learning
Yeah.
that kids would do now versus what I had.
Yeah, I can see that.
Um,
So going on to the next question, describe any other changes you've experienced since you were a young adult. And these can include physical health and capabilities or mental function. Any changes in those areas?
I used to be able to, well, like you can see my picture there. That's me. I used to be able to like eat anything, you know. I worked out and wouldn't really gain weight. And then like once you start having kids, it's like 5 pounds a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, things change.
Yeah.
Um,
So you'd say that's more of like your physical health that changed. in
Yeah.
that aspect.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other question? Mental?
Yeah, any in physical health and capabilities or mental function.
I don't think mental function has changed that I've noticed.
Any memory loss or anything
I've never
like
had
that?
like a great memory. Like I have some friends that they can, you know, oh, I remember this person from high school,
Oh yeah.
what class I was in, and I'm not as good as them, but I don't think I've
Yeah.
seen like any lowering of
Yeah.
memory.
That makes sense.
I'm like the age where you start to think about things. Like I tried to snowboard maybe 5 years ago, and I'm like, tried it, couldn't get off the bunny hill.
Yeah.
Probably gonna break something if I keep going. So
Yeah.
certain things are like not worth doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then our last question, looking back on the time you were a young adult, what message or advice do you have for people in the young adult stage of life?
For like my age, the social media is, I can't imagine that, how you guys had it, how you guys grew up with it. Like we didn't have, I mean, cell phone, we had a phone on the wall, you know, like
Yeah.
I can't imagine growing up knowing that everybody knows what's going on at all times. And then if you get
Yeah.
excluded from something, you don't know about it until maybe later, like, oh, they had a get together and I wasn't invited. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
like in the moment of,
Yeah.
you know, seeing where everybody is and knowing you're not there and just you can say anything you want in the moment.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy to me.
Would you say you were happy that you didn't grow up with?
Oh,
like,
for
that
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I can see that.
The other advice, I know I've told Avery before too, like stay friends with people like grade school, high school, even if they're not your best friends. Like sometimes you lose track of friends and you get back with them even years
Yeah.
later. Like don't write anyone off. I mean, unless they're toxic, but
Yeah, you do say that a lot. That's good.
yeah.
Any other advice that you have?
Try new things. Like I wish I would have tried more things in high school. Like I'm short, so I didn't try like volleyball or basketball.
Okay. Yeah.
Hindsight, wish I would have tried things like that.
Yeah.
I was good at track, and I thought I was only a sprinter, but never did cross country because I thought I wasn't long distance. But since then, I've done marathons.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, even if you fail at something, it's worth trying.
Yeah, that's true.
And like aim higher than what you think, even if it's something like school and you think, oh gosh, I don't want to go, more years, or
Yeah.
just aim high enough for things because life is long.
Yeah. So kind of going over everything, you said like you've seen a lot of changes like within school, like the aspects there, and then like physical health, you've seen changes.
Some.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good. Well, thank you for doing this interview today.
You're welcome.